timing is divine. For real talent to shine. Real stories to be told. Watch it all unfold. It's time to set the stage for greatness to be made. Time to prove that we can uplift and entertain. Shows that make you laugh and some that make you cry. News and information to help you find out why. Music, food, and fashion fills who you shows with divine inspiration. Honoraries in my HBCU. We got R&B divas, we got R&B kings, R&B live performers in a film called Broken Things. She speaks live, divas and cocktails. The brand new musical drama, It Girls Diary of a Diva, is coming back all new. A short film, social conflict, producing curtains too. From the bottom up, Boulay Central, social conflict and D9 News. Yeah, subscribe and you'll see the power of Divine 9 TV. How it helps community rise up and shine. Owned by the culture, led by the divine. Let's rise up and shine on with Divine 9 TV.com. Owned by the culture, led by divine. Let's rise up and shine on with Divine. Oh, da, 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 da.
Thank you, beautiful. Welcome to episode 4 of She Speaks Live. I'm your host, Nicci Gilbert Daniels, and this is my sexy DJ, Fally Fal.
Hey, everybody.
Tonight on She Speaks Live, we have my sister in soul, my sister in song, Angela Laverne Brown Williams Stone, affectionately known as Angie Stone. Give it up for Angie Stone. And we'll be joined by Angela Stanton King tonight, Christine Beatty, and Stacey J. Johnson on our Hot Topics panel. And when I tell you, when we get Angela Stanton and Christine Beatty in the same room, oh, they're going to be fireworks.
Oh, they're going to be at the same table.
Oh, they're going to be at the same table, baby.
Oh, my goodness. That's going to be a lot of fireworks.
Oh, it's going to be some fireworks up in here tonight. But I'd like to introduce to you guys, we got this new segment, Fallon.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we're doing a new segment to highlight viral videos, right?
This is going to be a lot of fun.
This is going to be a lot of fun. So have you heard of the mukbang thing, or is it mukbang or mukbang?
Tomato, tomato.
Tomato, tomato. So mukbang videos are literally videos where people sit with a plate of food in front of them and they just gorge. I call it gorging.
This might get messy. It's definitely gonna get messy.
Oh, no, you got to be kidding me. Really, Fallon? This what we doing? You decided to do a mukbang video right here tonight on She Speaks Live. What?
These wings are righteous, okay?
Are they righteous?
Yes, girlfriend.
Oh, righteous as in righteous wings.
Yes.
Oh, let me see here. Righteous wings. Let's see. And these wings are pretty righteous. Okay. Well, we got good stuff for y'all tonight.
Oh, we're going to need some cocktails for this.
We don't need some cocktail. And Stacey J is over with bartender Chevy, working on some cocktails. And I'm working on my mukbang video. I need a cocktail for this dry throat. We'll be right back. I'm the mukbang queen. Nicci G, you want to know? Look it up. There we go. Be right back. More She Speaks Live. See you in a minute.
All right, Nicci, I got it, girl. I'm gonna get our drinks ready. All right, so Chevy, what do you have for us today?
Well, Stacey J, I have the Rudolph Holiday Spritzer for us just in time for Christmas.
Oh, yes, honey. I love a Rudolph anything.
Well, do you like Tito's?
I love vodka, period.
You are in for a treat.
Absolutely.
So this consists of 1 part Tito's,
Uh-huh.
garnished with the lime, Has a little orange juice in it, little grenadine, cherry juice.
Little cherry.
Yes. Right up your alley. And topped off with a little lemon lime soda.
Very little
Just a little.
soda. Okay, let's do it.
Kind of
Okay,
sneak
so-
up on you.
I'll start with the ice.
Yes, so we're gonna.
I'll be your
fill it-
assistant.
That's perfect. I'm gonna mix
Yes,
this
honey. This is
up
the
on
only
you.
time I'm somebody's assistant on camera, okay, Nikki? Because you know Nikki will try to put you in all these different roles. Host,
So,
co-host. Okay, go ahead. So here's your ice.
how much is the shot for you?
A shot. I'm a double shot girl. Oh, I need all the way out, honey. But yeah, give me a double shot.
So we're gonna start off with our vodka.
Okay.
We're gonna.
Is that the double shot?
For you, just for you.
Okay, thank you.
We're gonna throw a little orange juice
Very little.
in there.
That's not fresh
A little
squeezed,
bit.
though. Like fresh squeezed juice. Go ahead.
And we're gonna add a little grenadine to sweeten it up a tad.
Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Give
Girl, that's a lot of grenadine. Get some more vodka in that. I'm kidding.
it's plenty in there, trust. Okay. We're gonna give that a little stir.
Nice.
Okay. And then we're gonna bring our lemon into the mix. Give it a little zest.
I love. Now, I can tell you, Chevy, I probably want more lemon than the grenadine. So I could tell you, I could probably do two of
Two
those.
of those?
I like a little sweet and a little like that, like mwah.
We're gonna call this the Stacey J holiday spritz.
Oh, I love that.
Okay.
Plus, I talk to a lot of single women.
Okay.
And a lot of them, honey, gonna need a little drink over Christmas, so they might be doing truffle shots.
Some of them might not get enough for Christmas because you.
No, we're gonna say they're gonna get it together, but they might be doing some drinking. Okay. So let's see.
Stir that up once you add the lemon in there.
And I want the one with the least amount of ice.
Let's lay it out.
Lay it here?
Yeah, least
Okay.
amount of ice just for you. I'm going to.
Ooh, Nikki, look, that's beautiful. Oh
Give
my God, the girls are really gonna love this. So, of course, I can't be the only one with the drink. We're gonna make sure everyone has one.
Perfect.
Oh my
Give
God,
it,
that's so cute.
right, it gives it that nice red orange color. Extra lemon for you.
Yes.
It's gonna sneak up on you, so make sure you sip, okay?
Girl, sneak
Okay.
something. Come on, drink it. Sneak. Come on, Rudolph.
And this is the Rudolph Holiday Spritz. Good job.
I love it. Thank you. I'm gonna try it. But I guess I gotta wait till I get over there. So.
Welcome back to She Speaks Live. I am your hostess with the mostest, Nicci Gilbert Daniels. And beside me, my sister, who is the author of Date Girl, 143 Reasons Why Women Should Date Multiple Men. Give it up for Stacey J. Johnson. And the author of the soon-to-be-released book, which I have got to get, Reclaim, Restore, and Recover. My sister from Detroit, Christine Beatty. And ladies and gentlemen, I am so excited to have beside us a woman who says it like she means it. She is the author of I don't know how many doggone books. The Real Lives of a Real Wait, what we got to fix it?
Life of a Real Housewife.
Life of a Real Housewife. Angela Stanton, give it up, y'all.
Thank you.
We got to kick this thing off the way we always do with a toast. But Stacey, would you explain to us why we have these beautiful cocktails in front of us?
Absolutely. Well, first of all, Chevy did her thing, honey. We did a little
Yes.
situation over there by the Christmas tree, but
Yes.
this is a Rudolph Spritzer.
Okay.
A holiday
Spritzer.
Rudolph Spritzer.
Oh, with the little red nose attached.
Yes,
Well,
yes.
welcome to what?
She Speaks
Live. Cheers. Angela, I see them eyes, girl.
Yes.
Cheers. We're going to play around with a little holiday cocktail. You get a what?
You get a what, baby? What you say?
Oh, that's good.
A Rudolph Spritzer. Well, I heard
Ooh,
you
that
guys,
y'all use
I heard
Tito's?
you
Well, I
guys
like
renamed
that.
it the Stacey J Spritzer. Is that what happened?
That's what she did, honey. Don't say anything
They
bad
named
about
it
me,
the
'cause I
Stacey J
know-
Spritzer after they added the cherry.
Honey, my friend is a spritzer. That's the best. You know what? That's a great name for you, little spritzer.
Yeah, that is a good name
You
for her.
know Dasher and Johnson.
But Nikki,
Spritzer.
Nikki, you just did a Brownstone is on the move again, honey.
Oh, we are.
Yes.
Thank you. Did you see our little slow motion walk? We showed.
You guys got another tour coming up soon,
We
right?
do. December 21st, Philly. I mentioned it earlier in my open. Get your tickets. We're with Kim and
We gotta go.
Kirk Franklin.
Yeah, we need to go.
So
We're gonna be in the audience, girl.
We're
We
gonna
gonna
do
be
a
there.
real nice.
I know that was
Lots
fire.
and
Yes.
lots.
No. I saw the post and y'all.
It was cute.
Oh,
And y'all look
honey.
good.
Did we pass the Stacey J?
Yes.
Right.
Yes. Pass all the tests, baby.
Stacey J test.
Really? So it is the holiday holiday season, the holidays are among us, and social media is not letting up by any means at all necessary. So, ladies, we each have something really cool to talk about. Yes. Or really informative, interesting, and enlightening to talk about, I should say. And one of the things I want to kick this conversation off discussing is this debacle that is happening with America's Got Talent and Gabrielle Union. Yes. Now, my opinion of this, apparently for those of you who have been living under a rock, Gabrielle Union was basically released from her hosting duties at AGT. I thought, first of all, she was amazing.
Yes, she
From what I understand, she was the most socially talked about and tweeted about host on the show.
And not just that, she would post. There was some type of thing her husband did where basically they said that since she'd been on and being excited about it and posting more than any host had ever, that's one of the reasons the ratings and things went up.
Down to earth there. I loved it. And this year we had, we had the group from Detroit, the youth choir.
Yeah.
So they made it all the way to the finale. Oh my God. So I voted. This is the first time I ever voted on America's Got Talent. But they were there, so I was like, I'm voting. But she was always so kind of ingratiating to the, the acts. I mean, she was, you could tell she was super sincere.
She was really into it. I remember a few times I saw her in tears. She was so moved by them. Yeah. But apparently there was a remark that was made by Mr. Jay Leno, and it was racially insensitive, and she felt it was, her duty as a woman who stands up for inequality and insensitivity, if that's a good word. She suggested that it be reported to Human Resources, but in addition to that, there was an issue about her changing her hair, and her hair allegedly, NBC. Allegedly changing her hair being too ethnic. What do you guys think about that?
I would say to her changing her hair, first of all, that's ridiculous of them to even attack her in that instance. But we have to, if that happened, thank you, Christine. But we have to say it is television and continuity, and from what I read, they didn't record things in order. So a lot of the hairstyles I even wore, thank you, Gabrielle Union, the braids, the braided look that she had, I used the Gab look this summer. But I can tell you her hairstyles did change. Loving them all, I can understand if this is the case, that the continuity issue could be there, is all I'm saying.
Well, and just real quick on that, I mean, in terms of changing her hair, really, I mean, it's Hollywood. And African-American women, we change our hair all the time. That's what we do. I get it if we're trying to look like we shot everything on the same day.
Yeah,
I understand that part, but from what I saw was that basically, and you used the word ethnic, that she was being criticized because her hairstyles were too black, period. That's not good. And if that's the case, that's something that we always have to fight against. Right. We have to fight, think about how long it took for braids to be acceptable in the workplace. That's the type of thing as really African-American women we have to do.
And I don't mean to cut you off.
No, you're good.
But what's amazing to me is that we live in a society today where now a man can have a sex change and become a woman, and it's totally acceptable, but we're still not accepting of black women's
change our hair.
I mean, come on now, let's pick and choose our battles. I mean, if anyone knows how it is to be ousted for being the one to speak up, it's definitely me. I think that overall, Gabrielle Union's character definitely speaks for itself, and she'll be back to work soon. And I think it's just important for us as a community to make sure that we continue to support each other in these instances, because without us, we'll never make it.
We'll never make it, honey. The world without a woman of color is just not a world you want to live in. I promise you that. You don't have to get cheers on that. Cheers on that. I think we can all address the elephant in the room, which is that too often women of color are treated as third, fourth, and 12th class citizens. And I'm just really glad. Listen, the minute you have something to say about something that is not okay, then you're angry, you're mean. If it was a man like Chris, no shade, when you were with the city.
When I was the chief of staff, that was the whole thing. She's bitchy, she's demanding. She says, how about, nope, I just wanted to do a great job for the citizens of the city of Detroit. I'm not demanding. I am demanding if it means you have to do your job right.
Oh, if you were a man, you would be assertive.
God forbid you have the audacity to speak up against someone that other people adore. Or the
powers that be.
Or the powers that be.
Leads me to this, Simon Cowell. So there's this rumor, I don't work on AGT, but there's this rumor that Simon Cowell is allowed to smoke on the inside of the building, and Gabrielle Union is allergic to smoke, as other people
she complained about
are
it.
as
And I
well,
can't
and
stand
she
that.
complained about
Either,
that.
right. And I'm
it
just
is.
really proud of Gabrielle Union for standing her ground, and even more proud of her husband for stepping up.
I know. I love how he loves her.
Yeah.
You better go, Dwayne Wade. But I want to say shout out to anyone who is supporting Gabrielle Union. Angie Stone is on the show a little bit later, so we're going to get a little bit deeper into this conversation about sisters looking out for sisters, because Juliana Huff was also let go allegedly or rotated, and it's a difference because she was rotated with a gig, a couple of gigs afterwards. So
it's always a difference,
yeah,
isn't it?
always speak up. Any opportunity you have, whether you're in the workplace or not, it's always worthy. I'm sorry, it's always worth it for you to speak up and share when you see inequality or racism.
Because silence is violence.
Sorry. So we will be right back with more She Speaks Live. Welcome back to She Speaks Live. We just finished talking about Gabrielle Union and AGT. And I want to say shout out to Ellen Pompeo about our white sisters standing with our brown sisters in the face of racism and inequality.
Shout out to everybody that spoke up on
everybody.
Gabriel's
That's why
behalf.
I hear Eva Longoria and women of color. We should do that more for each other, but that's another conversation. Stacey.
I think women of color do it a lot.
Okay, I'm sure. Okay.
Absolutely.
Yep. I do as well. Well, my experience has been a little different. Do you have anything popping in the love and relationship space that you'd like to bring up?
Absolutely. So recently, Jordan Sparks' husband, Dana, he posted something on Instagram that initially I think that he thought was innocent. Basically, it was a picture of him with a longtime friend of his, high school friend, who basically he says this: not very many people can, 1, get me out the house past 10:30, 2, get me to smile this big, and 3, have me talking about high school. He said, shout out to a real one. Now, I feel there is nothing wrong with that. I can go on and on and on, but I would like to know initially, what do you all think there's a problem with him making this post and making this gesture? They were embraced, not in an intimate, well, intimacy can be amongst friends. They were embraced, and what social media said is basically something that shouldn't have gone down like that.
Oh, who's going to go first?
I will.
Okay, go first.
I saw the picture. It was nothing. They weren't embraced. She was on him like this, and he was like, what up? You can tell it was a friendly picture. And his wife was like, oh my God, I love you both, blah, blah, blah. So you can tell she was fine with it.
Yes.
I don't have any issue with it as long as his wife does it.
Right.
That's her husband, and that's his high school friend. So clearly she
So what
is
if it
good
was your
with it.
husband? I'm just asking.
My husband had tons of high school female friends and college female friends who, when I went to college, I hung out with them. So I don't have an issue. It's about the security thing.
Yep.
As long as he wasn't kissing her or tugging her on video and disrespecting our marriage, it was clearly a post that she was okay with. And if his wife was fine, we should be fine.
That part.
Now, I totally
Angela?
agree with Christine. If his wife was fine, we should be fine. Me, on the other hand, as a wife, would not be fine.
Say it.
I'm a little bit territorial. I'm sorry, but what's
Amen.
mine is mine. Don't put your paws on my man.
Praise the Lord.
High and by, keep it moving. That's just me, right?
Yeah,
But if
everybody
his wife
can.
doesn't have a problem with it, I don't have a problem with it. But just know that when it's mine, I will have a problem with it.
I believe that when you get married or you're in a committed partnership relationship, people you don't own that person. If anything, as a partner, you can try to understand possibly this relationship, but to say that, my husband won't be able to do this, and that's already your husband, and closing that door, it's a bit
Well,
much.
what I would
And
say I would say take advice from married women
I was about to
about
say,
how to handle your husband,
exactly. Have you
we
ever
see
been married
things
first?
differently.
No, I haven't.
Okay, so then
but that
that
has
might
nothing
be
to
there.
do.
You
But
don't
that has
start
nothing to
there.
do. There are plenty of people who have been married who are divorced.
So being
Well,
married
we're
is
speaking
not the
from
subject.
married women perspective.
But let me
It's a
say-
no-no for my
married,
husband.
No, but that
And
has
we're gonna
nothing
stay
to do.
married.
That has
But let
nothing to
me-
do with that.
Okay.
Today
Christine,
you're
clear it up.
married.
Let Christine say something.
I was going to say is this. What's most important are the two people in the marriage, the husband and the
Absolutely.
wife.
100%.
And when you're married, the communication is what's key. So if she's okay with it and they communicated about it, I'm fine with it. And
Me too.
my ex-husband and I, we talk a lot. We're we're great friends now. We co-parent and everything. But part of what we talk about in terms of what was wrong in our marriage was communication. So if you have the communication on point, then that's fine. So that's why I said for me, it's if she was okay with it,
Absolutely.
then I'm
I
good
agree.
with it. And so, and that's why I understand for your marriages, if you say that's not what's allowed,
Right.
then
Yep.
for your marriages, that is not what's allowed.
And
So
at the
I
end of the
believe
day,
that
as long as
also
my
that
husband
if-
respects my wishes,
that's what it's about.
we're
That's all that
good.
matters.
But I believe also when it comes to, and first of all, it has nothing to do with being married, me being married or not being married to have an opinion, because my mother was married 5 times. And I know plenty of people who have been married.
Oh, so that explains your perspective.
Shay, come on, finish Stace. Finish Stace.
I love your mama and I love you, but I'm just keeping it real. This is Keep It Real TV.
Finish Stace.
Tell the
Come on,
truth
wait,
and shame the devil.
Finish your point. Come on, finish your point.
Finish your point, Miss Stacey J.
You didn't
All
take
right.
offense to that.
Stacey J is the relationship expert. She knows.
So no. What
Lay
I
it down, Stacey.
what I was about to say was that it has nothing to do with if you've been married or not, because marriage is not this thing that you just arrive to. Partnership is. And when I say partnership, that means that if your significant other is having a situation where his best friend, he wants to see his best friend and spend time, it's dysfunctional and it doesn't serve the relationship if you as the wife or the partner is so strong-mindedly against that and not working together to see why or if that is something he needs. Because outside of you and being this wonderful wife that I'm sure both of you are, there are people that need other things that maybe you don't need.
And my mother was married 3 times, so I think that when you base your perception off of someone that has had multiple marriages, that you may see things differently, and I think that's all that Nicci was trying to say. And if I said anything to hurt your feelings, Stacey, I apologize.
You didn't bring anything. No, because that's your
I
perspective.
take
It's all
responsibility
right
for
here.
that.
But I think maybe when she said that, and I know that's a very sensitive subject for you,
Yes,
but
God.
let's be clear though about this though, and this is not a negative either that I'm about to say. We all carry baggage from our childhood.
Yes, we
so
do.
whatever happened with your mom, my mother was never married, so I had no example of marriage. So I'm in it blind. You have never been married. Your mother was married 5 times. You have no example of marriage.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
I have
So
an example of
no,
marriage.
listen, no,
My
no,
mother was married 5 times,
listen,
and people
baby.
have
Let me-
been married
can I
before
finish?
around me.
Let me finish my point.
But I can just. I don't
You
want
have
to-
never been married, sweetie. That's what I mean by
Yeah.
no example of a marriage. And I'm saying your mother has never, so you didn't grow up with an
Right,
example. So all
exactly.
I'm saying to you right now is that we all bring that baggage from our childhood. Just like you brought it, that changed your perception. For me, it changed my perception of how marriage was to work as well. And I think probably that's what she was saying. And I know, again, I'm not saying it didn't hurt your feelings. Clearly it did.
Yeah.
And Nicci felt bad that she hurt your feelings
feel
because she
really
was about to
bad.
cry
I do.
too.
And I think that.
But please understand
Yeah.
that baggage comes in with all of us from our childhood.
And I don't
I
think that there's
understand that,
any
but
wong
that's-
answers here.
But I do
Because
think
nobody,
being-
everything
I agree.
works
But
for
I do
everyone.
think being
So, I
married
mean,
is an important perspective when speaking about
Marriage.
what happens in a marriage. Not to say that because your
And no one
advice
is
of
saying
dating.
it isn't. All
'Cause you
I'm
said it has
saying
nothing to
is-
do with marriage,
all
and I
I'm
disagree
saying,
with
it has
that.
nothing to do
Being
with
married.
being married or not. For me, it has something to do with individuals having healthy communication and being honest and telling a person what they need and don't need.
Well, when
And
you
if
get
have-
married, you're no longer an individual, though.
No, we
Really,
can't
I'm-
stop. We can't
'cause it
stop.
it's gonna take-
You gotta pull it together. You gotta pull it together. You gotta pull it together. I think you know me well enough to know that I meant no malice or ill intent. It was a joke, and it was a joke, but at the same time, I was being 100% honest when I say our perspectives, like Christine said, are based on our experiences.
I agree with that.
And if you've had an experience where your mother has been married multiple times, I'm not shading your mother by any means, because you know I love her. What I'm saying is that I understand how that has shaped and formed your opinion of what marriage is. And I will say this, based on Jordan's response, there was nothing more to that photo. So,
right.
we gotta get off of this subject.
Yes, Lord.
I'm very sorry that I made you cry. I did
concur.
not mean to do that. I love you very much. Can I kiss you?
It's all good.
I love
See,
you
we
too,
good. See,
Stacey.
it's okay to apologize. We love you.
Yeah.
Ladies
need
and
to eat a
gentlemen, we
shrimp.
are going to cut to a break. I am going to beg for forgiveness. I am going
She
to
about to get on
do
one
everything
knee,
I need
y'all.
to do.
It's
I'm
about
about
to
to
be
get on
tied
one
up
knee
in here.
and make sure my friend is okay. We'll be right back with more She Speaks Live. I'm sorry. I didn't mean it. Thank you. I'm sorry. Welcome back to She Speaks Live. Nicci Gilbert Daniels, Stacey J. Johnson, Christine Beatty, and Angela Stanton King of the American King Foundation, which is what I forgot to plug in the opening. So, Christine, you had an opportunity to attend the presidential debate
I did.
At the Democratic debate at the Tyler Perry Studios.
It was
went
an
down in the
experience. It was
studio.
very interesting because I was on the other side of the table. I was press. I was press, y'all. So I got to be on the other side of the table. And actually, the Democratic debate was interesting in terms of just being behind the scenes to kind of watch how the press corps works. So it was cool to see. A lot of good conversation. The one thing that came to the center of the stage, which is relevant to our show, which is African American women being the backbone of the Democratic Party.
So true.
And well, we're the backbone of a lot of things, but certainly the Democratic Party. We've been loyal. We kind of turn the tide when it comes to different elections with Democratic women, and that's been proven time and time again. Not Democratic women, I'm sorry, African American
women.
Democratic women. We turn the tide in certain races. So we are a great power base, and so it was good to see that being acknowledged on a national Democratic stage, because a lot of times people feel like candidates only want us when it's time for our votes, you know, and that's on both sides of the table. And Angela can say the same. That's for Republicans and Democrats. When it's time for elections, people come, talk real nice, but what is it that people are actually creating in terms of policies and recognizing our worth? So I do want to show a clip. I know we have a clip. I got a chance to ask a question of Mayor Keisha Lance Bottoms about the importance of African American women, you know, in the Democratic Party, and us kind of being center stage that night. So here's that clip.
It speaks volumes that we're here on the grounds of Tyler Perry Studios, that we are in the city of Atlanta. And I think that black women across the state have shown that we can influence elections. And I was glad to hear that articulated on the stage tonight. About two more questions.
Come on, Mayor Keisha Lance Bottoms.
Yeah,
Got a mayor named Keisha.
Right. Well, and it was great for me because I got to ask the question.
Yeah. Good job, Christine. Good representation.
So it was, you know, that part was a good for me to see, you know, and from the debate though, actually, you know, now, actually the African American woman in the Democratic field has dropped out. Kamala Harris has dropped out of the race, which unfortunately for a lot of people who supported her candidacy. Hey, I know Angela's happy.
Are you clapping? Are you
see her go?
Is that applause, Angela?
Yay! You know, and Angela, you go ahead and speak, but I have an
Angela,
opinion
I got to know why
it.
she's clapping.
Honestly, can I be honest?
Yeah, please.
For one, let me say that I applaud all black women that I see in positions of power. I know that I'm on the Republican side, but I applaud all of our sisters for fighting and standing for what they believe. Me personally, I don't necessarily agree with some of the things that Kamala Harris agrees with. I mean, I saw where she was advocating, and you guys know that I'm a huge pro-life advocate. I saw where she was advocating for poor women of color to have access to abortion. And I think for me, it just kind of irks my soul because we never hear them say, we want to make sure that white women have access to abortion, or we want to make sure that poor, let's just be honest here for a second. We never hear that.
They do say
and
poor.
I've been, they say poor women of color. And I've been that poor woman of color. I've been that poor woman of color. I've been a convicted felon. I had to raise 5 children on my own. And I mean, they're all blessings. And I just think that us as black leaders, we know that there is strength in numbers, and instead of advocating for us to sacrifice our children at the abortion mills, I think that we should focus more on ways to prevent pregnancy. I understand the history of Roe versus Wade. Well, because I understand the history of abortion. I know the history of the founder, Margaret Sanger. I know that she was into eugenics, and I know that the reason why... She wasn't the founder of abortion. She was the founder of Planned Parenthood.
Absolutely. Let's be clear.
Well, no, we can fact check. She was the founder of Planned Parenthood, and she was a racist, and she was into eugenics.
No, I'm just saying she didn't found abortion.
She didn't, but she founded one of the biggest abortion providers, which is Planned Parenthood. And as of today, 46% of the black population has been aborted, and I don't think that we're taking this issue seriously, and I don't think that we're really looking at the numbers. And I think that as leaders, we know that preserving black life is important, and every child that we abort is a vote that's lost. And I think that we should do more.
Christine,
this is just my opinion, and I don't want anybody to get emotional, because everybody doesn't have to feel the way that I feel, because black women will get upset with you if you tell them they can't abort their children. I get that.
Well,
but for me personally, it's important for us to build our numbers back up.
Let me be clear. As a black woman, I'm not offended that you say you don't abort our children. Be clear, I am pro-choice, and I believe any woman has the right to decide whether or not she chooses to carry a pregnancy
agree.
forward, period. No matter race, whatever you are, you should decide. The reason why abortion for poor women and specifically African-American women has been an issue is because we were denied that for many years.
When were black women ever denied? No, I want you to speak factual. When were black women ever denied abortion?
Can I finish my sentence?
Because that's the only thing we've
Black
ever
women
been offered for free.
No, we weren't. So we were denied, abortion was illegal for many women and definitely for poor women.
Before 1974, Title X funding was specifically for poor women to have abortion.
Let her make a point. Let her make a point.
So that's what I'm saying again. Poor women are more impacted by illegal abortions, which is why when it became illegal, that was a big thing. We were impacted in terms of dying from illegal abortions more than anybody, poor women.
Back alley abortion.
So to have the access to abortion is important. Whether you choose to abort your child or not is a personal choice that you should be able to have. And the issue of pro-choice is, or pro-life is going to always be that issue that is very hot button in this country. But to move back to the debate stage, which that was not one of the topics discussed, but again, Kamala dropping out actually changes the field. And so now there were many women, who were behind her. I was not necessarily behind Kamala. I don't even have a pick at this point. She has a powerful voice, though, and I love the fact that she was a Howard alum. She was an African-American woman, speaking truth to power. I think she had a bit of a problem speaking to her stance on criminal justice and how different issues that she addressed when she was AG of California. So I think, some people weren't, felt like she wasn't as forthcoming.
She voted against the First Step Act.
That was a tough thing. Well, a lot of people voted against it until they changed some things around it, but she ultimately voted for it. But the thing but the thing I wanted to say about the actual debate, it was great to see that being in Atlanta.
Absolutely.
And being at Tyler Perry Studios.
It's a big deal.
To be on that whole, that soundstage. Here we are on this, history of Confederacy right here on this field, and now we're having an actual debate.
Democratic debate
for president
is a big deal.
at an establishment that's now owned by an African-American man.
That's a big deal.
So that speaks to how far we've come, and when you put your mind to something, what you can do. Because Tyler Perry has made his way.
I will never forget this moment where I was working with Tyler on Meet the Browns. I played Vera Brown. I'll never forget Tyler coming to me in my dressing room. Well, there are two moments. One moment where he called me out on stage, which we have a clip of that.
Come here, Vera. It would have been such a mistake for me to make the change, because you really are doing a great job, honey. I'm really pleased. She drinks for real. I've never.
But the other moment was when he pulled me came into the dressing room, and he was just like, I think that you're on a path to your career being bigger and better than ever, but you have to treat yourself better, and you have to treat the way you think about the possibilities with more care. I love it. And I didn't understand it then, but I totally understand it now. So thank you, Tyler Perry, for inspiring me to be greater. Inspiring us all to be greater. And as it relates to this whole political discussion, I just be quiet and listen to these pros go at it, because we got the Republicans and the Democrats. So she speaks live tonight.
At the end of the day, it's two wings on the same bird, like we said before, and we have to level each other out. So we're not going to always agree, but the fact that we can agree to disagree and we can eventually come to terms to figure out what works best for us all.
Woo, we're talking about abortion. We're talking about relationships, whether you can have a best friend that's the opposite sex. We want to hear from you. If you're not following us at She Speaks Live or at Watch AIB TV on Instagram, we would love your opinion. Would you allow your spouse to have a best friend that is the opposite sex, or your significant other? And also, we want to know, this conversation about abortion is a big one. I'm sure some of you do not support abortion. I'm sure some of you do. We want to know whether you are pro-choice or not, and why. We're curious. So hit us up at She Speaks Live on Instagram. I want to thank my very smart, my very beautiful, my very dear friends for being here with me today, with us today, as per usual.
Yes.
Give it up for Stacey J. Johnson, Christine Beatty, Angela Stanton King. I'm Nicci Gilbert Daniels, and up next, we got my girl Angela Laverne Brown Williams Stone coming up.
Now.
And I can't wait for that conversation. I'm Nicci Gilbert Daniels. You're watching She Speaks Live. Thank you, ladies.
Stay tuned.
y'all. Welcome back to She Speaks Live. I'm your host, Nicci Gilbert Daniels, and I am so honored to have my sister in song. Yeah, y'all might have synced a few things on that R&B Divas moment, but when I tell you, I am so grateful that my friend, who I call affectionately Angela Laverne Brown Williams Stone, Angie B,
okay,
is in the building. Y'all, let's give it up for Angie Stone.
I'm so honored.
Queen of Soul. Look, our Queen of Soul has moved on to heaven, but we definitely are left with you. Angie,
thank you.
First of all, I think a lot of people saw us on that show, R&B Divas, and they were left with the impression that we had issues. And we're here to let y'all know.
Not true.
That is not the case.
Let me just say since you touched on that right away, as we're getting started, you know, I'm the kind of person that I believe that when you're in a situation where the perception is misperceived, someone has to get the record straight. I'm kind of chick that'll make the first move. Let me be the first to let the world know, and everybody that's in We Speaks Live, Sister Speak Live, all of this.
She Speaks Live audience.
She Speaks Live. Sisters Speak Live. She Speaks Live. I Speak Live.
Yes,
I'm just letting you know that I apologized affectionately to you before a crowded room of people. Now I'm doing it before a crowded world of people. Why? Because when we are positioned to be manipulated and as a pawn and put in a position that actually hurts someone, we have to be intelligent enough to right that which is wrong. And I was used, unfortunately, in the wrong way, but I never meant to hurt you or anybody for that matter of fact, but especially you being the creator of the show, you being the person that gave us opportunity, you saying, hey, this is what it is, let us work together. And as a result, they squandered all of that beautiful sisterhood, and I'm all for sisterhood, so which is why I'm here today to support you on your new show, and I'm so grateful to be here. Thank you. Okay.
I love you, Angie.
I love you more.
love you, Angie.
I love you more.
And I appreciate you so much.
Thank you.
And this, I'm sorry, I brought my tissue because I already knew what this was finna be.
Oh, don't make me cry now.
No, I'm pull it together. But
right.
Couple of things I want to say with that.
Yes.
You never, ever have to apologize to me ever again. And I want to take the time to apologize to you for things that I said out of anger. And
it
being
happens.
broken.
Sisters are.
We have that, but right.
Right.
You know, and I apologize because you are royalty. You are musical royalty. You have been around longer than most of us. There's so much that we can learn from you.
That.
I'm saying I got my tissues right here. We're going to put them up here where they can be seen. You have been around longer than most of us, Angie. You have paid dues that we have not paid. We owe you the respect. We owe you the honor. We owe you so much for being a representation.
First of all, you don't owe me anything.
Oh.
The one thing that I expect of all of us that learn from each other is that we take each other's legacy and we move forward for the next generation of young women to come behind us. And one of the things that I want people to understand, recognize, and know is when you started out developing shows, plays, and television concepts, you were an inspiration for most young black women who weren't supposed to make it. And as a result, you allowed everyone to climb on your shoulders to get to the next step. And I just want to thank you for that. Secondly, if I didn't learn something from you, then it's a waste of time.
It just means so much, and I don't want to get too mushy, and I'm gonna get off of this fast, but there's this saying that your apology needs to be as loud as your disrespect. You know what I'm saying? And
because I never let any grass grow under my feet, and I knew that the time that I needed to see you, I needed to look you in your face as a woman and say, hey, after I learned what was done to hurt us all, let me be the first to put my big girl panties on and say it's okay. You know what I mean? This too shall pass. It doesn't mean that we walk in a perfect light.
Yes.
It just means that we all get tinged with some mess every now and again. But we have to know and understand that, guess what? for me to apologize to you in a room full of people, I don't want nobody else judging me. So let me say this so y'all don't talk about me behind my back. I am woman enough to accept when I've done something wrong. And just listening, that's why I don't believe in all that reality stuff as much as a lot of people want me to, because some of it is fake.
Most of it. 99.99% of it is some bullshit. But I said bullshit.
Yeah, bullshit.
And you, my mother, before she passed away, because the impact of that show,
of course.
We all go to heaven if we're good, right?
That's right.
And my mama was a good woman, and my daddy was a good man, so I know that is where they are. But people don't realize the impact of those things on our family members.
Yes.
And I will just never forget my mother. I love that Angie Stone. I mean, she apologized to me, she apologized to you, and that just meant so much. And I'm
glad
so
I was
grateful
able
to you
do
for
that while she was here.
Yeah, while she was here, she had a chance to have that experience,
Yes.
and that was just so big. And you were recently honored, and I had the opportunity to introduce you, and I was
Yes.
so proud of that
Yes.
moment and being able to have that moment.
Thank
and
you.
your sisterhood, really, Angie, your sisterhood means so much to me.
Thank you.
Because we're imperfect. All
That's
of us
right.
are imperfect. I've made mistakes, you've made mistakes, but the thing that is so important is having the ability to go back and be like, sis, I'm sorry I did that.
Yes.
And because
And
we
to
can
be here
apologize
to
to each other.
support
And to
each
be here
other.
to support each other.
Because you know what?
Be
Most
present.
people that are envious of other people, they never
on.
want to see them get ahead. So therefore, there's this wall that's always blocked or something that gets in the way. But God's timing is perfect. You're right where you're supposed to be.
Thank you,
and I'm just so grateful that you called me
Of course.
to say, come get on my show.
I'm
and I
like,
was
Angie,
able to
could
do
you
it.
please come do this? And you like, you know what? I got a lot going on, but I'm going to make some
I'm
room
gonna make
for
some
you. And I
room for you
appreciate
because
that.
I wanted you to know that there is no stone unturned. And at the end of the day, all of that is water under the bridge. So we have to
Yes, it
keep
is.
moving forward.
Yes. So we having our tissue moment. So there may be some people out there watching this who don't know what we're talking about.
Right.
So to just elaborate and expound on what we're talking about, there was a lot of manipulation that was going on behind the scenes of R&B Divas.
Yes.
And at the end of the day, this thing was started as an opportunity for us to go from, like you say it best, Angie. We were at one point A-list, then we kind of went down to, in music to B-list, right?
C-list. We was trying to get back on the
right.
A-list.
And it was a really positive, good movement.
Yes.
And there were people in your ear.
Yeah. Always people in our ears.
Our ears.
That were trying to distract us from the ultimate goal, which was to become relevant
Exactly.
again. It wasn't like we were irrelevant, but the fact that the industry was changing and we were not ready to be yesterday's news. So the whole purpose of the show was not to be Real Housewives of Atlanta, but they kind of turned into a beat up squad. And before we could get going as sisters and song and of spirit, we became like catfight divas.
Yeah.
And that was something that I didn't sign up for. And I know that when you created the show, along with Faith Evans, all of us were in the same space wanting to ride off each other's shoulders to get back.
Empower each other and be real sisters.
Well, they had told you guys I was too old to be on the show at one time.
Yeah.
And she's too this and she's too that. And I'm like, okay, I might be all of that, but I still got a top 5 record. Like,
You better
what
know
does that
it.
have to go with?
You better
What does that have
know
to do
it.
with anything? I mean, there are people in this industry that wish they had 40 years in the business. And my thing is, why are you hating on the fact that my longevity has been because I'm consistent and because I really love what I do.
And it was really sad to see that this was, one of the biggest shows on television at the time.
Especially on their network. Yes.
Right, right.
I think we'd have given them a run for their money, but I just think the powers that be were so messy that I found out someone in the production team was dating my then fiance.
Girl, listen, sip on that tea. When I found out that said producer was messing around, I could not believe that.
Yeah, everybody wanted to think that I was making it up. And I had to remain humble in spite of, because we had children at home. They were always watching. We had just done Wife Swap. We were just in a great space. We had issues like everyone else. But then I found out he was dating one of the producers of the show. I did not want to sue the network for one individual's doing. And so when they started writing crazy stuff about, oh, this is this, and she's lying, she doesn't have any proof, I'm like, please don't make me bring out proof.
Don't make me bring out my receipts, honey. Don't make me bring out my receipts.
I had to really pray about it and ask God, you know, fight this battle for me. Because at this point, if I come out swinging, head's gonna roll. And as a result, you know, those people have now been dealt with by God. That's all I can say.
Yes, indeed. I mean, listen, what you put out, you get back tenfold. And I did take the network and some other folks to task.
Okay.
And I can't talk a whole lot about it because, of course, before the Time's Up movement came along, you know, there was this whole sign this thing saying that we ain't did nothing and everything is peachy and all.
But look at God. Look at where you are right now.
But look at where we are. Exactly. And I always say that R&B Divas was the biggest learning experience of my life because it taught me that if you don't own your narrative literally, like this show takes a lot of work.
It does.
As a host, as a person who putting sets together and all the thank you Stupendous Party Creations for these chairs, but you know, it takes a lot of work, but I'm willing to do that and invest that sweat equity.
Exactly.
And invest those resources because I know that we can control the narrative and I know that we can nip that playing games in the bud. I still can't get over the fact that there was a person on the production team. Yeah. Like, how was she doing? Was she manipulating like schedules and whatnot so she could go slide into your
booking secret hotel rooms?
What?
I know because they were all on my text messages when she thought she was texting his phone. It was really my business phone.
Because you're the boss lady. So
I'm the boss lady, so the phone, all the phones were mine. Like all the bank accounts were mine. And at the end of the day, all I had to do was order the phone records and said, hey, pay me some money.
Oh, you better want
but
me, girl,
I didn't do that because it wasn't TV One that did it to me. It was an employee that did it. And I just, you know, I just felt like at that time it was, God wanted me to know who I was dealing with. And the greatest lesson was, you don't need this person in your life anymore.
You deserve better. You deserve better.
Yes.
Well, I mean, we're going to pray for him because from what I understand, he's really having a time in his life right now.
Yes, he was hit in Florida by a racist truck driver where he has brain damage. And he has been, you know, had 4 brain surgeries, and on top of that, he was rendered a vegetable pretty much. So it's been quite a while, but we are, you know, obviously we're praying for his recovery. He is still a friend, and at the end of the day, you don't wish any bad on those people.
No,
but
not at all.
At the end of the day, you just have to be right with God. You really have to be right with people.
You have to get right. If you ain't right, you better get right.
Yes.
Get right. So have you talked to any of the ladies from the show since?
Well, of course, I talked to Kiki. She and
That's our sister. She was on our pilot episode.
She and I also talked to what's my baby name from 702?
Mila.
Okay. Talked to Mila. Yeah. I have talked to Selena. I did her show. I have talked to her. Not too many other people.
Yeah.
Lil Mo, Kelly Price.
Yeah.
You know, even though they weren't a part of the Atlanta show, they are still sisters in song.
Absolutely.
So you know, we have that ongoing relationship. But I kind of tried to stay away from mess. So I kind of steer clear of the drama and just trying to be creative in my own right, because, you know, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure that if you're destined to do something great, if you just wait on your time, you're gonna, you know, you go through the pain, the process to get to the promise.
You go through the pain and process to get to the promise. Hello, this is from Angie Stone, y'all. Angie Stone on the show. I have, you know, obviously Kiki's my girl.
Of course.
I actually saw Selena for the first time in many years.
Right.
I think for the first time since the show.
Really?
I saw Selena. Yeah, we did a BET Her special.
Okay.
And Selena was there, and we hugged it out. We had a good old hug. We had a good old hug.
Good.
I mean, the sisterhood was real, very real before all of the debacle of that whole thing. And what's really crazy is someone sent me a clip, right? And I didn't even listen to the whole clip. I listened to a part. They're like, you need to listen to this. You need to listen to this. And it was a clip of a podcast show that Phil Thornton had done with some other producers, and I guess Selena was on the show. And when I say this brother, and this is this year, right?
Wow.
We in 2019 about to go into 2020.
Yes.
And this dude was going in on me something awful. And just talking about all this trouble that I started and all this mess, and he was trying to bring Selena into it, but thank God, you know, she was just like, look, you know, we tear each other down enough. I'm over that, you know, in the moment it was real, but now I'm feeling better. But it's something about We Crazy or some podcast they did. And it really just kind of, I listened and then I called my lawyer and I said, hey, listen to this whole thing and let me know if we need to send a cease and desist.
Right.
But what it really reminded me is that it was never us.
It was the same poison that was injected into us.
Exactly.
Yes.
It was the toxic environment of producers and men like Phil Thornton who constantly wanted us to sort of make the show hot by being, I'm like, first of all, if you just operate in our regular everyday life, you're going to get some drama because our lives are full of it, you know? Just dealing with the stuff that we have to deal with every day being singers, you don't have to manufacture and create that stuff.
And let me just say this to you, Nicci, because just being as transparent as we know we have to be, I'm going to encourage you to treat that particular situation with kindness. You know why? Because it takes a lot for a person to be ugly. It takes a whole lot more for a person to just constantly harp on your downfall, in their opinion.
It does.
It hurts them more to have to give off that. What I've learned is ignore brings more. So what? He said that stuff. So what? That's the way he may feel. You know what you do? You kill him with kindness and say, in spite of all the things that you have said or done to me, I love you because my God expects me to act as he would.
When we come back, we got to talk about what you're doing right now,
Absolutely.
what the future holds, what you've overcome. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Nicci Gilbert Daniels. This is the Angie Stone.
Angela Laverne Brown Williams
Stone. Thank you for that one, Angie. Thank you for that. We'll be right back. This She Speaks Live. Baby, I am learning from my big sister. I'm learning.
But you know what? We are learning from each other. You have taught me so much, starting with this show, starting with R&B Divas, moving into the future. One of the things that I would love your help on, there was another thing that we were talking about while we were on our show, was talking about charities.
Yes.
You know, I have a foundation now called Angel Stripes.
Angel Stripes.
And what it is I took a page out of Candy Stripes many years ago where the volunteers would go into the hospitals. Well, my volunteers go into the nursing homes and the senior citizen homes. And I took a lot of folks out to vote, you know, 2 years in a row. I took them when Barack was running. I took all the senior citizens out for that. I'm trying to create a 50s ball for the senior citizens where there's an orchestra and they get to waltz and they get to do all that stuff. So I'm working on that. I put a board of directors together. I don't know what you're working on, but I would love for you to be one of my board members.
What I'm working on is being your board member.
Yes.
Being a part of the 50s dance.
Yes.
Being a part of whatever you need.
But listen, bigger than that, you have taught me so much. Moving into this whole genre of development and production, I'm going to need your expertise on that. I think, you know, we're stronger together than apart.
Absolutely.
I admire your hustle, girl. Your hustle is real. You still look beautiful. You sound incredible. And you've grown up a little. So it's time for us to put a tour together. I'm looking for that. I'm managing now. I'm
Angie
developing
Stone,
shows.
Brown Stone sound like a Stone Cold situation to me.
So
developing content, developing shows.
Not only that, we teetered around doing plays. You had a play.
Yes.
I mean, there are so many avenues.
You did Soul Kittens Cabaret.
Yes. Come on, we done been
and
around.
People don't even know that's Soul Kittens Cabaret. Oh, yes.
And I was so proud of you.
Yeah.
And now that we talk about that, you know, I've been in Atlanta for about 13 years now. I was hoping I'd work with Tyler Perry by now. Since he promised me, I'm waiting.
Come on, Tyler.
Okay.
Call us, Tyler.
And just watching you learn from that situation and create your own play and do your own stuff. It's so like Boss Lady.
Oh, thank
and
you,
I'm
Angie.
proud of you for so many other things, but just ultimately being an inspiration for all of us and having loaning us your shoulders to climb on. The very first thing I want you guys to know is when Nicci called me to be a part of this show, she knows that I'm doing the same thing that she's doing, and she says, Angie, if you want to do your show, I have the place for you to do it at. We got to set up, we can cut it. That is an unselfish move to me, and I am so grateful that your spirit, you're so comfortable in your skin that you don't mind sharing the stage.
Oh my God!
Okay?
Listen. I don't want. There's nothing fun about being the only person at a party with all the resources. There's nothing we can do. We got to really lift each other in real life.
Yes.
We got to really stand up for each other in real life. And I love and appreciate you so much for standing up with me and for me, and us standing up for each other. And
Absolutely.
it's just. I hope that. You know, I know it was a little tumultuous with the R&B Divas thing, and I hope that all of the ladies can take a page out of what we're doing here, our book, so that we can become more powerful. There's so much more strength in numbers.
Well, let me just say this to you, based on people taking a page out of our book. What I've learned in my career, 40 years in this game, is anytime you're the first and you do something for the first time, it wouldn't be successful if you didn't make mistakes. See, there has to be mistakes in the first time, or else you don't learn anything. So that was your first run of the mill. Second time, you're going to hit the ball out the park.
Yes, indeed. I believe that. I received that.
So just know that.
And receiving, and God is going to perform it today.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm looking at you and you look so completely happy. And like I said,
Angie.
we have gone through a lot. And I'm not talking just the record industry. I'm talking emotionally. I'm talking spiritually. I'm just talking, you know, in the way of this world and this industry. And to still be standing here having a decent conversation and being able to laugh and still grow and build. It's called success.
It is. That is the true definition of success. And speaking of success, ma'am.
Yes.
You look good.
Aww.
Like Selena Father say, good.
Thank you.
You look amazing.
Well, you know, I've come through a lot. I have some health challenges this past year that I overcame, and it was rough, but I had to stop living for the world and start living for Angie. Because I'm going to tell you, we give so much of ourselves to the world. And when I say that, being a celebrity, being in the spotlight, always feeling like you got to be there for the fans and doing this and doing that, that I had allowed myself to run down. And at the end of the day, God said, who's taking care of you?
Wow.
So I had to stop, and I had to cancel some things, and I had to just breathe a moment.
Yeah.
Now I'm in the best shape. I went to a holistic doctor. I'm vegan. Now I'm in the best shape I've ever been in.
You could be getting vegan, Angie.
Yes.
I need to get some vegan food. Stop playing, because I've been trying.
Now I'm 100 pounds lighter, and I hadn't been that in 15 years. And I started to really I was a diabetic. I'm no longer diabetic because I just started eating right and started loving me for me. And now I'm in a place where people go, oh my, I think I'm too skinny, but people go, oh, you look great. And I'm like, really?
You look great.
And I appreciate that. But I have to tell you, it hasn't been easy. Now that I'm on Easy Street, I can't go but one place, and that's up from here.
To the top. Angie Stone, listen, you lost 100 physical pounds, but I feel like you've also lost a different kind of weight. The weight of the world that is often on our shoulders. Listen, let me tell you, the weight of the world that is often on our shoulders. And I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for hearing me, for seeing me, for being my sister in song in real life and not just for TV. You understand what I'm saying?
You know I don't have any sisters and brothers, so I adopt you as my sister.
I'm here.
Mainly because you have the same spirit, the same heart,
indeed.
the same determination, and I can identify with that.
Okay, real quick, what do you have going on? Where can we catch you? Where can they follow you? Where can they find you?
All you got to do is AngieStoneOnline.com. You can go to AngelStripes.com for my foundation. All my handle is the same, AngieStone.com. The Angie Stone on Instagram. There's also one called Bantu2. I got two on Instagram, but the real Angie Stone.
And you got new music coming?
I have a new album called Full Circle.
Okay.
I have a second, the first single was Dinosaur. The second single is Ain't Nobody Got Time for That.
And where is it available? All
over,
platforms?
iTunes, everywhere.
New, and give me the title again.
Full Circle
Full
is the
circle,
title
and
of
this
the album.
is a full. Talk about full circle.
This is a full circle.
This is a full circle moment.
We've come full circle.
I done said it before and I'll say it again. I love you.
I love you
I'm so
more.
excited about what we're about to do.
Yes.
The ideas that we're about to put into
Yeah, we got a
full
meeting
effect.
Thursday, girl.
We got
Let's
a
make
meeting
it
on
happen,
Thursday.
okay?
Quit playing. We got a meeting on Thursday. Shout out to the sister who gave us these little.
This is off the Richter, and
alcohol-free cocktails, and it's good, ain't it? Mm-hmm. Pretty Ricky.
You
Pretty
see, I've been
Meals on
taking my
Wheels.
time with it. I love it.
I know it's good, right? It's real good. Y'all,
This is
my
all
sister.
natural fruit juice. Fruits in here, no liquor, just so you be clear.
Right.
We ain't sitting up here hitting on cocktails.
Right.
What we're doing is, this is healthy stuff.
This is good stuff for you.
Okay.
And this was good for me. I thank you.
This
And I
is
hope we
therapeutic.
have the opportunity to have this conversation with everybody else, because you know me.
Yeah, you know what? We might need to do a real reunion.
We gotta do a recap.
We gotta do a real reunion.
That should be a project we could work on. Y'all want
Yes.
to see a real R&B
A
Divas
real
reunion? A
R&B
real one?
A
We
real
got you.
reunion.
She
And
speaks
sit down.
live.
Okay.
Yes.
That's what we need to do.
My sunshine
Has come. And I'm what? All
And
cried
I'm all
out.
cried out.
Okay.
I love
and I'm
you,
over
baby.
in this
Thank
cloud.
y'all. She
I love
speaks
you
live,
too.
y'all. Yay.